If you are watching this, please do comment, like, subscribe, join the notification gang, hit the notification bell, get notifications every and any time I post. Thank you, I appreciate it, and I'm out. What is up, YouTube? It is showtime, back with another video, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys how to make thumbnails. Now this video doesn't just regard the 2K thumbnails, this goes for GTA thumbnails, Fortnite thumbnails, whatever game you're playing, whatever type of thumbnails you want to make, even IRL thumbnails. Once you have a basic understanding of how to use like a thumbnail software, editing software, you can pretty much do it with anything. It's really easy. I feel like a lot of people make it seem a lot harder than it really is. Thumbnails is a fairly simple thing to make. Before I get started, I just wanted to show you guys some samples of some thumbnails that I've made. So you guys have here carrying my trash. I spelled carrying wrong, don't even pay attention to that. Most underrated badges, one of my recent videos. Best stunt animations. These are just some of my most some work that I'm most proud of. You guys can see the best stunt animations. This one here's just like a big collection of all the ones I've had before. We have my profile picture, the best controller settings one, the best center build one, and one I made for stage slime. So just to break down just kind of how much experience you need, you really don't need any experience at all. I've been making thumbnails since I was around like 13 because I used to have a channel where I used to do a lot of YouTube when I was younger, like 2K16. It is not hard to make thumbnails at all. I make thumbnails for other YouTubers, I make them for myself. It's just getting a basic understanding of how to create them, and you guys have to have patience. It's just a little bit of patience, a little bit of time. It's not long. Doesn't take long to learn. It's not hard to learn. You guys can learn this, so just tune into this video, pay a lot of attention, and you guys will get it. It'll be quite simple. Before I get into anything, the application or the software that I do use to make thumbnails is called Paint.net. I'll go over a quick way on how you can get Paintnet. So first, you just want to go to your Google. You'll go paint.net, and there you guys have it. You guys will see Paintnet here. We want to press on that link. The link is getpaint.net. That's the link, and you want to press paint.net 4.214. Get it now, free download. I'm not gonna press it because I already have it downloaded, but that's how you get it. Paintnet is a free software. A lot of other people use Photoshop, which I respect. I'm just comfortable with Paintnet. I've been comfortable with it for a lot of years now, so I decided to stick with it. If you want to use Photoshop, feel free. It's not too hard to learn Photoshop. There are other tutorials, but this is just the app that I use and how I use it. So it's fairly easy, and we'll move on how you guys can start making yourself thumbnails. So when you get paint.net, it'll look a little something like this. To be exact, it'll be a brand new page. Now every time you guys make a thumbnail, you guys have to make sure that the dimensions of your thumbnail are correct. So for the width, you want to make it 1280. And for the height, you want to make it 720. If you do not make it within this height range, it will not fit. The thumbnail area of the thumbnail will look too zoomed in or too zoomed out. It will not fit. These are the dimensions you need for a YouTube thumbnail. So make sure you guys are using 1280 times 720 width and height, and there you will have it. You guys will have a blank screen that looks a little something like this. So for example, I'll try and make a thumbnail that looks a little bit like this. The Become a Comp channel one, as you guys know, this is the video that blew me up. One of the earlier thumbnails that I made. I've gotten a lot better at making thumbnails since I've made this one, but this will just be an example one that I make. So this will be our sample one. We're gonna make a thumbnail right now as a tutorial that looks a little bit something like this. So now the first thing you guys want to do when you guys are making a thumbnail is your background. So as you guys can see in the background, I have like a stage that I turned yellow. I have badges as the background here. Background here is the my player animations and me dunking. What else? We have the controller settings as the background, and you want to keep it theme related. So let's say you're making a video on badges, use a badge background. You always want to get your background out the way when you are making your thumbnails. So for this thumbnail, it is Become a Comp Stage Center. I'm gonna remake this one right here. So for the background, I'm gonna use a stage background. Now just so you guys get a better understanding of how I get these backgrounds, you guys want to go to Google again. Everything I get is from Google. It's not sophisticated, it's not hard to get it. What I do is I go to Google Images and I'll put stage 2K. Then you want to go to the images area, and here you'll find all pictures of stages. You can use any of these as your background. There's plenty of good backgrounds you guys can use. I have some already downloaded in my computer from the actual Google Images. Here's one that I use very often, and we use it for the sake of this video. When you see the picture, you want to left click on it, you want to press copy image, you come back to your Paintnet, and you want to press Control V, and that'll paste it. So now you guys have your background out the way. You want to stretch out your background to fit your dimensions, and here we have it. We have the background. Now another thing you guys probably notice is the background is red. Choose a color that you want for your background. Not every thumbnail has to have a color. Like this one, it's a yellow background. This one, it's blue. For the sake of this video, let's make a blue one. So to do that, you guys want to come up to the adjustments in the left hand corner of your screen, and then you guys will see hue and saturation. So once you press that, you'll have colors. As you can see, the background did change, and with the hue area, you have this little meter you can play around with. You can play with the colors a bit. So for this thumbnail, we'll make it blue. So let me find the perfect blue tone. There we go. We have that blue blue background. Right under hue, you'll see saturation, which plays around with the saturation of the actual photo, of how light, how much in depth the blue will be. So maybe I'll put it around, let's see, right here, and the lightness is how light it'll be. So if you'll see how light it gets and how dark it can get. It's fairly simple to use these tools. I hope that was a useful little tutorial I gave you there on playing with the hue and saturation, and we'll press OK, and boom. So now we have that blue background, we have that theme, and what I like to do is I'll double up on the blue. First, what I'll do is I'll make this glow. As you can see in all my backgrounds, they're glowing, and how to do this is you go to effects, you go to photo, and then you see the glow feature right here with the little light bulb. You want to press on that, and here you can play around with the glow. So when you first start up glow to look a little something like this, you can play around with these knobs again. Radius is just like the blemish. The brightness is how bright you want it to be. There's the brightest and there's the darkest, and here you have the contrast. So I usually leave the contrast at default, I'll leave the radius at default, and I'll bring the brightness up just a little bit. There we have it, so it looks a bit brighter. I know it may not look like ideal yet, but you guys will see the goal. Then I'll come back to adjustments, go to hue and saturation, and double up on the actual blue. That way it's extra blue. I like it this type of blue. This is the type of blue that I like. Yeah, and it's just that simple. When you're making backgrounds, you can play with the brightness. This is the perfect one. I know it doesn't look ideal yet, but we will get there. Now that you have the color out the way, as you guys can see in most of my backgrounds, they're usually blurred out. This one is moving. This one is completely blurred out. You can barely see anything. And how I do this is I come to effects, you go to blurs, and there you have all these blurs. Now there's three main blurs that I use. The first one and the one that I use the most is unfocus. As you guys can see, it unfocuses from the actual picture. You can't see it at all. It's kind of blurred out in the background. Another one that I like to use is go to blurs and go to radial blur, where it shakes around it and leaves the center alone, but it shakes it like a panic type thing. And then the last one is motion blur. Motion blur is a really nice one, where it makes everything kind of like it's moving, like you're in a race or something. So for the sake of this video, the one I'll probably end up using is go to blurs and unfocus. I do like unfocus a lot. It's just basic, and then unfocus is from the screen. Sometimes I'll mix them up. For this video, I'll do unfocus and I'll do motion blur. I do like doing that a whole lot. Double blurs, and there you guys have it. Now you have your background. It's a little crazy background, but you will see where I'm getting at. Now that we have the background, if you refer back to this one, as you guys can see, you have that like black border. You see this black border around the photo, around the thumbnail. I will show you guys how to do that. So you guys want to go to effects, you guys want to go to photo, and then you guys want to go to vignette. What vignette is, it gives you this border. I leave it at default. I'll put the density max and then put the radius at default, and there you guys have it. What I like to do again is double up on them. So when you press effects, it'll say repeat the last effect that you use, so it'll repeat vignette, and boom, there we go. We have a double vignette right there. If you guys don't like it that much, you can press the undo button right here and it'll go back to the first one. Maybe we'll leave it at the first one for now and come back and edit it again. And now you guys have your background. That was pretty simple for your background. It wasn't too hard. If you want to make it more glow, feel free to. Maybe I'll add a little bit more glow to it. There we go, boom. So it may look a little bit weird now, but we're gonna get to the beauty of the actual thumbnail. So next, you guys want to come here to your layers. I'll drag it here to the front screen for you guys and press add new layer. Now every single time you want to add a new edit, you guys have to add a new layer. Every time you're adding a new picture. So we are adding another picture, and we're gonna start with the actual my player. Now here's the my players that I have in my computer. I have a lot of them that I've cut out and kind of used for my thumbnails, and maybe we'll use my next gen one that I have. I got a screenshot of my player from my PS5. I transferred it to a USB, brought it to my computer, cut out the background, and that's how I got this. Now that may seem a little bit complex for you guys, so here's what I'll do for you guys. I'll show you guys where to get my players just like this. So you guys come to Google Images. It's very simple, you guys. Google Images is where I get everything from, and what you'll do is you'll put my player PNG. A PNG is like a photo without a background. That way you can just throw it in a thumbnail. Let's try and find a nice one right here. Boom, we have this one. That's a real cheesy nice one. We have another one here, no background. Those little tiles means it's a PNG, meaning it has no backgrounds. Maybe we'll find one more for you guys. Boom, that's a real nice one that I've used before. So there you guys have it. You guys can find a lot of good My Players in this Google Images area when you put My Player PNG, and you guys can use them for your thumbnails. Now I have some personal ones that I cut out, and I use some from Google Images from time to time, but here's ones that I got from my Player cutout that I've got from my PlayStation. So boom, we have My Player. And now a really effect that probably my favorite effect, an effect that I use the most, is called a drop shadow. Now what drop shadow does, it'll outline something. So you guys go to effects, you guys go to photo, and then not photo, you go to stylize and drop shadow. Boom, there you guys have it. Now just to break down drop shadow for you guys have the widening radius. What this does is how wide the tracing is. So I like to max out my widening radius, that way I get a nice trace. And for the blur radius, that will change if you want the outline to be blurred or if you want it to be solid. I like mine blurred. It gives it a nice effect. It doesn't look cheap, it looks nice and you know, bougie, the word I'd use. So blur, and there you guys have that. And that's pretty much it for the My Player. Another effect that I like to use for my My Player is I go to effects, as you guys know, glow, and you make your player glow a little bit. I'll turn on the brightness a bit so it doesn't look too weird, and there you guys have it. So you get a little nice glow, it doesn't look too dark. And another effect that I like to use, I go to photo, effects, photo, and then you come to sharpen. Now sharpen will make it look more realistic. So as you can see, when I turn it down, he doesn't look too realistic. When you max it, it brings him to life. You'll see the sharpness of the actual photo, and boom, that's really all I do for my Player part. Fairly simple, fairly easy for you guys. If you guys want to move around the player, if you guys come to the toolbox here and you press this arrow called move selected pixels, you press that, and there you can move them around wherever you want. So I'll just leave mine here in the corner. That's usually how I make my thumbnails. And now we'll move on to the text, the actual words that are on the thumbnail. So as you guys know, you guys always want to add a new layer every single time you add a new piece of picture or a word every time. So we're going to add a layer. Now we're going to add our text. So if you come to the toolbox on the left hand side here, you guys will see the text button, and there you guys have it. Press once on your screen, and now you can do words. You guys have letters, and that way you can do letters for your thumbnail. So this will be, let's say, the best center build video. So I'll put the best, and then I'm gonna have center here and then build here. You guys will see it come to life. If you want to change the font, you want to come up to the left hand corner. You guys will see font. That's to change the actual font of your letters. The one I have downloaded is Kenyan Coffee RG. You can use some of the ones that they already give you here. And then for the size, I usually go 144. Makes it a lot bigger. You guys have that, and as you guys know, we'll come back down to stylize, drop shadow. That way we outline our words, because it's not visible if it's not outlined. We'll double up on it. I usually like to double up on my effects, that way you get that good bold effect. And now for the letters, I'll show you guys how to do text gradient. I'll show you what that is. So you guys want to come to your toolbox, you guys want to come to this little magic wand here, you want to press inside your letters. Now when you do that, you'll see in the left hand corner something called flood mode. You want to press on that little cloud and make it global. It's going to start on contiguous, then you want to move it to global, and when you press on this, it'll select the whole entire letters. Now you want to do a text gradient. Now the text gradient is right to diagonal of the magic wand right here, gradient, and then you can play around with the colors inside of the letters. Now how to change the color is you come to the colors area right here. Let's say you want to make it pink and red. There you guys have it. You guys can play around with it and drag it along. I'll use double blue because they complement each other. So I use a baby blue and I'll use a dark blue, and they complement each other perfect for this thumbnail. And there you guys have that. Now to bring these letters to life and look even nicer, what I'll do is I'll come to photo and glow and make the letters glow. You guys see it gets a little glow, it comes to life, it looks a lot more formal. Now we'll add the rest of our letters. We're gonna add new letters, guys, so you guys want to remember to add new layer. You guys press text again. I will put the best center. We'll write the word center right there. Rinse and repeat. You guys want to come here, stylize, drop shadow, boom. There's the drop shadow ones. You guys want to double up on it, repeat drop shadow right there, and boom, there you guys have it. We're gonna play with the text gradient just a little bit. As I showed you guys, magic wand, make sure it's on flood mode in the corner, come to the text gradient and play around with the colors inside the letters. Then we'll rinse and repeat the glow effect, that way your letters glow. And from there, it's pretty simple with the texts. You just rinse and repeat the same thing. Now the best center build. I'll write the word build. Quickly add the drop shadow. We'll double up on the drop shadow as I did for my other words. I'll get the magic wand. I'll press on the letters. I will press the text gradient and play with the colors inside of the letter. And then after that, what I'll do is I'll come to photo, glow, and make my letters glow. Boom. There you guys have it. That's pretty much it for the text part. There's still more to learn. I'll show you guys how to do some After Effects to make it look cool. Now this is very basic and boring. People like their thumbnails to look like this and look like this and look like this, really cool. So we'll add some new effects to this. What we'll actually do is we'll add some sparks to this. Where you guys can get the sparks effects is you guys come to Google Images, you guys want to put sparks PNG is so there's no background, and it's the first picture right there. Boom, there you have some sparks. Copy and paste it to this. I actually already have the sparks downloaded in my computer. You can download these things so you don't have to keep going to Google Images. It's in my edits. I'll scroll down. It's alphabetical order, so sparks is right there. Boom, add layer because you're adding something new, and there you guys have it. Now as you guys can see, the sparks are over everything. You can't see it. So what you guys want to do is come to your layers section and drag the sparks all the way down behind the My Player. That way it's behind the letters, behind the My Player, so it's not in the way. And you guys can also play with the colors of the sparks. So I come to adjustments, I'll go to hue/saturation, and there you can play around with the colors of the sparks. I'll make it light blue to complement the actual thumbnail. This turquoise, baby blue, there we guys have it. And then what you guys want to do is come to effects and make it glow. So you go to photo, glow, and boom, you guys see how it glows and it complements everything. Now the color doesn't look quite correct. I'm going to try and make it a different shade of blue. Let's see here, something to kind of complement the actual thumbnail. Perfect. We can do purple, we can do a dark blue. You guys can just play around with it, have fun with it, guys. Don't take it too serious. You guys are supposed to have fun, have good creative minds so that you guys can make nice thumbnails. Boom, there you guys have it. That complements that. Here are some more After Effects that I have. I have a Super Saiyan effect that I've also got from Google Images right here that makes my thumbnails look really cool. I'll take it from my files, drag it here, add a new layer, and boom, as you guys want it behind everything, so you'll drag it down behind your player, and boom, it's behind your player. You can stretch it out to fit your player. And what I'll usually do is come to adjustments, hue and saturation, change the color of the actual flames so that it matches my thumbnail. You can play with the saturation of it, how light you want it. I probably want it just like this. And then what I'll do is I'll make it glow. Go to effects, go to photo, go to glow, and there you guys have it. You guys can make it just glow just so it looks cool. And then what you guys do is come to effects again, go to your blurs. I'd probably do the motion blur to make it move around and look real cool. And there you guys have it. It's fairly simple to make these thumbnails. This is a really cool thumbnail. I'll probably end up using this thumbnail idea because it looks so cool. And if I'm being honest, that's pretty much it. That's as far as it goes for thumbnails and making it. You guys want to make sure you guys have open minds, trying to try new things, try new thumbnails. I have a whole lot of thumbnails that I've made, like these ones that are fairly cool. I also have some badges. I'll show you this last one. So you guys want to come here and you want to go to 2K badges PNG. And there you guys have all the badges. Everything is on Google Images. The background is already erased. I have them downloaded on my computer, so I'll actually retrieve them from my computer. Here we go. So let's say I want to use the badge intimidator. I will drag it down, add the layer, and boom, you have the badge intimidator. You want it to be behind the letters and the words, so you drag it down once again. Not too far down, make it right behind the words. There we go. There, it's behind the words now. You can just put it in the corner here. You can change the color of the badge again by going to hue and saturation. I'm telling you guys, it's more about rinse and repeating. It's the same steps over and over again with the colors, and it's very basic. It's not hard to make these at all. So I'm going to change the color to something that complements my thumbnail. Boom, we'll go to effects, we'll go to photo, we'll go to glow, and we'll change the brightness just a little bit, and boom, that complements it real nice. And I'll go to the drop shadow effect and trace it out. That way it looks nice and neat. And there you guys have it. That's how I added a badge to it. It makes it look nice and professional when you add badges to it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, guys. If you guys did like the video, please do leave a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button if you support everything I'm doing. Hit the notification bell to get notifications every and any single time that I post new content. Once again, I really did hope this guys helped you. My channel is all about trying to better my subs. If you guys want to be YouTubers, I encourage all of you guys to become YouTubers. Thumbnails are a big part of having a successful YouTube channel, so I thought, why not bring it to you guys, the long-awaited video, just to help you guys out. I know a few subscribers that are actual YouTubers themselves, so I hope this video could help you guys. Once again, have a Merry Christmas, New Year's, all that good stuff. We're going into a new year. We're gonna have a lot of big things coming. I have a lot of new ideas coming for 2021. Everybody stay blessed, stay safe, and I'm out.